Hello, this is another LilWhippaSnappa video. And, for anybody wondering about the title, kind of the point I want to make, there's some exceptions, right? Like people who don't have access to the same hygiene things people do, or I know there's some people with kind of mental illnesses or some form of disability where it's not as easy or accessible to like, oh my God, that must be new, to be doing it as some other people. So I'm not talking about those people. I'm not talking about some like somebody who's like there's a severe mental block for them to even like get in the shower. So it's a real like kind of accomplishment if they're even able to get themselves clean that day. That's not who I'm talking about. What I am talking about is, there are people, obviously I don't know everybody's situation. So when I'm walking by someone, you know, who knows how they are or, what their life is. Oh my goodness. But there are people I walk by on the street and it is just smells something awful, smells something putrid, you know? Like I'm sure everybody's experienced that where you're in an elevator, some guy walks in and it's just the most disgusting smelling thing you've ever experienced. It's like, has this guy ever showered in his life? Or the other ones, which this is actually almost annoys me more, like BO, I can kind of get oh, they were at the gym, maybe they forgot to put on deodorant or something. But there's like a non-zero amount of people where they'll just talk and I will just and I will just hear them, not hear, I will smell the most just like vile, putrid, like they eat nothing but deviled eggs, coming out of their mouth. It's like, do you not brush your teeth? Like, I feel like it's not that hard, but I mean, some people, just like the breath they have. Like, I know for some people it's harder than others, but it's like jeez, dude, these cars are killing me. But like, if you know that's you, like you're someone where it's like, you might not naturally have slightly worse breath than people, then you just need to make more of an effort. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think there's much of an excuse, barring some of the ones I already explained. But like, I don't think there's too much of an excuse to just smell horrible or have horrible breath. It's ridiculous. I mean, I'll admit, this is the other thing. Things are crazy expensive. So this is kind of what I was saying earlier with the, like, some people can't afford it. Man, I went and bought deodorant the other day. Oh my God, for like a 2-pack of some nice, Dove Men Plus Care, the good stuff. Holy crap. It was like $12. It was ridiculous. I don't even live in a state where things are that expensive. I live in the Midwest, Like things, you know, this isn't like some coast city or somewhere like that. Like this is about as cheap as you get as like in the entire country barring some like, odd southern states. But like it's kind of ridiculous. I don't know. Sorry, I'm going on a tangent there with the prices thing. That could be a whole nother video because the price of things are getting ridiculous. But it's like how like, even if you don't have time to shower that day, how long does it take to get a nice stick of deodorant? Whoosh, whoosh, done. Like that's it. Maybe it won't last the whole day. So it's like that's why the body odor thing I can kind of maybe get a little bit more like it's a little bit more time consuming to take a full shower than it is to like brush your teeth. But like some people, just the brushing your teeth. That's the one that really does it for me. Because I'm actually thinking of a video on this too, manners, pretty soon. But like, I have a very hard time with like mouth stuff or, especially like loud chewing and stuff. So that's a little sneak peek to where I think a future video might be going. But like all that stuff, it's like makes me viscerally angry. I just can't stand it. And it's kind of the same vein where it's like if somebody has just like putrid breath, like it's just something bad. Like if I gotta like turn my head when you're talking to me, you got a problem. Like that's that's unacceptable for the most part, right? But it's just like, ugh, I cannot stand it. I cannot stand it. It makes me so upset. I'm trying to think what other like forms of it, or people like the amount of people I've seen. I'm not gonna say I'm perfect. Like I've never, you know, gone to the bathroom, peed or whatever, and been like, yeah, I'm too lazy to wash my hands. Like that's happened. I'm not gonna act like I'm a saint. Would I say it's happens all that often? No. But there are people out there who, man, they don't wash their hands for nothing. Like I'll walk by people on the street. I'll see their grubby little fingers, their fingernails, just like they're like pitch black under their fingernails, super long fingernails. They never trim them. And like, for some people I get it. Like I've got a cousin who's a welder, so I mean, not that I think he's gonna be like, the paragon of hygiene or whatever. But like when his hands are like pitch black, it's like I get it. Like there's a reason for it. But some people, I just walk out there and it's like, are you serious? Like you have got to have the nastiest hands I've ever seen. Your fingernails are grown out like it's almost like they have acrylics. And that's just natural and it's not even like a style thing. Like they're not kept well. They're just gross. Like those are crazy to me too. And then some people too, like I've seen people, especially some older ladies, they'll just have their like dogs out in Walmart. It's like, you know, if you're gonna, make me see that or whatever, like could you not have, the absolute most disgusting looking, oh, no way. Like the most disgusting looking, feet ever. It's just like, I feel like with a lot of things, like, I don't want to be the judgy guy where it's like, you don't look good with your shirt off. Why are you going shirtless type thing? To each their own. But sometimes it's like, you haven't taken care of the way your hygiene goes as far as like, you know, your feet are or whatever. And it's just like I don't want to see that. I don't want to walk around and see the most nasty looking like a SpongeBob close up, practically where they're trying to gross me out, some like Ren and Stimpy stuff. It's just like, ugh, I don't get it. I just do not get it. Um, God, or this probably will also go into the manners video, but the amount of people, like I've had classes, people just sniffling constantly. It's like, dude, go blow your nose, please, please go blow your nose. It's not hard. Takes 2 seconds. And then the important thing after that, because I also noticed this when I was in like high school and stuff, because now I finally escaped the main school system. Now I've got the school system that I pay a shit ton of money to. Love college, but like yeah. So I'd see some people, they blow their nose, they'd be digging in there, they'd be digging for gold. Yeah, they may even get to Y11, they get diamonds. Um, and I'd see they wouldn't even put the hand sanitizer on. And you know what? I know that school hand sanitizer smelled rank, but at least it's clean. It's straight rubbing alcohol. But I cannot believe some people are just the grossest individuals. It's so weird. Like I said, barring some things, but uh, yeah, like somebody blowing their nose, like crazy blowing their nose, snot everywhere, the grossest, like globbiest nose blowing ever, and they just decide, you know what, like, I'm just not gonna wash my hands, or no, I'm actually not going to put hand sanitizer on. Like that's a choice. That's not anybody else where it's like, that's not a situation. That's I'd like to think that's probably nothing to do with anybody's like mental situation or or like reality. Like doing something like that is just like a deliberate choice to just be disgusting, which that ticks me off, which you'll find from these yaps. Most of it is me complaining because things annoy me very easily. Um, oh, don't kill me when I get up. Whew, barely survived. A lot of things tick me off, I feel. Like I like to think I'm a fun guy, but I'm not perfect. I definitely get annoyed by things. Um, the other thing is like sometimes like I don't know how acceptable things to be annoyed are, or like if you can make a video on it, because some stuff is like um I feel like is touchy, and I don't know if I want to mess with some of it. Maybe I will eventually, but I feel like this stuff's that I'm going with at the moment is pretty tame. Because I don't think anybody wants to deal with somebody who smells like a sewer. Because like that just seems horrible. Ooh, I gotta get these guys in the water here. God, I'm so bad with this. But I'm trying to think of some other like just putrid. I remember um jeez, I remember I used to play basketball with a guy, and I want to say it was pretty early into you know, like puberty age. So, you know, I basically never experienced BO in my life because I mean nobody had it. Nobody had really blossomed, if you will, you know. So, like I played basketball with this guy, and you know he must have not realized it either because it was pretty early into his, you know, development too, I guess. But every single game, it was just the nastiest smell, like every game. And I couldn't figure out what it was. Like I didn't know what was up with him because, you know, I'd never really smelt it before. So I'm just like, what is up with this guy? And now it's just like I cannot deal with it. It's so bad. And oh my God. Yeah, I just I can't. I cannot do it. It's so bad. It's so nasty. But well, like I said, yeah, the breath, that is the worst one for me. Like people with horrible, disgusting breath tick me off because it is not hard. Like that's the main crux of this whole video, this whole complaint session is that it's like a problem that people have with the easiest solution ever, which is just like take a shower or brush your teeth. Like it's not hard. I mean, ugh, I can't believe it. I cannot believe that some people are like allow that's the other thing. Is it's part of it is that people are allowing themselves to step outside and know they smell bad, because I know some of these people got to know they smell bad and just don't care. Like I put it on the thumbnail, but I thought it was a funny example. But there's like for those who aren't into the Smash community, there's kind of a stereotype that Smash players smell horrible. Um, and I'm sure it's true. I've never been to a Smash tournament. I was never quite good enough to like feel comfortable doing that. But it's like that's an entire building of people, and I don't know if it's like because I don't want to say like most all Smash players are like socially awkward or outcast or whatever, but is that like the breeding ground for it, or is it like have they given up on social like interaction so they just allow themselves to like not function as like socially because they just because I mean if you smell horrible like nobody's gonna want to be friends with you or talk to you. I feel like that's kind of a given. So my confusion, I guess, is just like, why is it that that's such a breeding ground for people who just refuse to shower or, you know, use the old toothpaste? You know, they all have the stereotypical British teeth, you know, the Austin Powers chompers or whatever. It's, I don't know. It's so ridiculous. Oh, whoops. Um, oof, dude, we're getting stomped. Um, Now I'm trying to think if I had any other. Um, God, I've had classes with people too. College is bad. Like for those who aren't in college yet, like high school, it's a smaller pool of people, and I think there's maybe more pressure to like their parents are with them. But in college, it's kind of like they're on their own. So if they don't want to shower, there's nobody screaming at them to go to the bathroom. You're shitting yourself. Like that's just not a thing because you're on your own. I guess you might have roommates yelling at you because you're nasty, but um, it's possible that you don't. So I've noticed so many people in college are all sit next to them in a lecture, or they'll just be sitting in the class, or I'll walk by them on campus, and they just smell something awful. Like it is rank. And I guess my main issue, and I know I'm repeating myself because I think my goal for a lot of these videos, I just want to get to the end of whatever game I'm playing. So I'm kind of too lazy to edit. I also don't really even own an editing software. Um, Half of my videos is just an excuse to make the thumbnails because I think they're silly. Um, but like, yeah, it's more just like how do people allow themselves to smell that way, or just be nasty? Like, how are you sitting there and just okay with it? I really don't get it. It's, I think we kind of leave it with that. But that is my main thing. How do you let yourself get to the point where, you breathe and it's just like the garlic breath from the cartoons comes out and you walk around with the stink lines, you look like Pigpen from Peanuts. Like it's just, I mean, you've got to know, right? You've got to know that you just smell horrible. I don't know. All right, I think I'm gonna leave it with that, chat. Tell me what you think. If you haven't showered today or yesterday, shower right now, please. I would appreciate it. Um, Brush your teeth morning and night. Maybe use a tongue scraper. Those are great. Mouthwash. So yeah, stay clean, boys and girls. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know my audience. So yeah, stay clean. Brush your teeth. Listen to your dentist. Listen to your doctors. You'll probably get sick less too. All right. Have a good one. Good night. Good morning. Good evening. Something, something Truman Show. You know. All right. Night, boys.